Hi, I hope you guys can see me out there. This is Destiny, and it's Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. I have been doing a series and articles on food addiction. And so I had some questions that was asked by some of the subscribers on my channel, and I'm going to answer those questions today. Okay? So, I am here out into nature, and there's no better place to be than out here into nature talking about foods, because all our foods come from the heart of the earth. This is what the Creator God has given us, these beautiful seeds and berries and plants and seeds and fruits and all that. Even the vegetables and all that came out of the heart of the earth from the Creator of the universe. Let me get into this because I do not want to make this long. So how is everyone today? Everyone is doing great. Awesome. Excuse me. I'm out here into Mother Nature. So let me get into this. I'm going to answer a few questions that a few of my subscribers had posted on my page. Now the first question was one that was directed to me. And I had a viewer to ask, Destiny, are you addicted to the love of food? And that is a good question, and I'm going to answer you. No, I am not at the present moment, and I'm not planning on going back to that place where I become addicted. Now, I'm not saying that to boast or brag, but I have been in a serious place of addiction for foods. Now, since I have been growing in my spiritual journey and allowing the Creator to guide and direct me in the plans that He has for my life, and the Creator led me out of the unhealthy way of eating all those foods that was preserved with chemicals and toxins and heavy metals, and I did not know during the process of me stop desiring and craving for these foods is that it was the hand of God leading me away from them. But when I fully awakened, I realized that He had did me a tremendous favor, taking the desire for foods away from me, because that was being very hard for me because I was addicted to foods. I was addicted, like I said, I love pork. Oh, I love pork. I love pork. I love all those pork rinds. I love, like I said, the Oreo cookies, the ginger snaps, potato chips, ice cream. I was addicted. But one thing that I was addicted to more than anything, and that was that Mountain Dew soda. Whew. And I'm going to tell you, I learned through that process that addictions can be like a drug addiction, or alcohol addiction, or even cigarettes addiction. Anything can become an addiction that you continuously thrive upon and continuously desire yourself to be indulging in. It can become an addiction. But like I told you in my video yesterday, this Mountain Dew addiction, I'm going to tell you what happened there. I told you, well, it was my son that challenged me back in 2006. And he said, Mama, I'm going on a soda fast. I'm not going to drink sodas for 2 months. And I was like, but at that time I was really down hard into my Mountain Dews. I was like, okay, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going with you. So I walked away from Mountain Dews in 2006. In that January, we were supposed to go to 2 months until March of that year. And it was hard. My body wanted it, but I was like, I gotta show my son that I'm strong, that I can do this, and I gotta show my son that I am, a person of my word, that he can trust me. I told him that I would, so I kept going. When the 2 months was over in March, I looked at myself and I reevaluated everything I had gone through, even the withdrawal symptoms, even though the desire was more stronger. I said, I went 2 months, and now why would I want to go back? So I made a decision. I'm not going back. I'm going to fight through this. And I fought, and I fought, and I tell you, it was hard. I would shake I would tremble just like I was withdrawing from drugs or alcohol or anything. I was just like, I couldn't stand it. But I had that desire deep within me that was so much more stronger. I'm not going back. And I made that choice and decision. I'm not going back. 3 months went past. I'm still fighting. 4 months, 5 months. I couldn't even go into the store where I was around Mountain Dews. I see one and I was just like, started shaking, and I was like, oh, and I wanted it so bad, but within me, I had made up my mind that I am not going back. I'm not gonna do this. I came this far, 5 months, and I'm not going back. And it kept continuously go on until it got up to like 8, 9 months, and I could walk into the store, and that craving for that Mountain Dew was broken. I could walk in and smile at it. Then during that point, people could send me into the store to purchase Mountain Dews, and I would go get it for them, but I had no more desire, and that was part of an addiction. So I hope that answered that question. Yes, I was for all my life addicted to certain foods, and some foods I was more addicted to than others. But like I said, I came to the place where I was spiritually awakening, and the Creator had this great plan for me to become a holistic nutrition health coach. So He had to clean out my life, not understanding that was the path that the Creator was directing me into at that moment. But I am work in progress still. There's a lot of things, but I fight them, and we all have to fight things, even though we have overcome some things. We say we still got to fight because the temptation will always be there. So that question was for Destiny. Are you, Destiny, addicted to the love of food? I hope I answered that one. Now let me discuss something with you. Since I'm out here in this beautiful Mother Nature, let me tell you what the Creator of the universe has to say in Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1 verse 29. And God the Creator said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And I did a video on this before. When they're talking about meat, go back and do your research, do your study. Go back to the origin of the word meat, and that word really does not mean meat, talking about animal meat and all that. It's talking about meat means food. Food. Meat means food. Get that. Research it and get that understanding. Verse 30 says, And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, for food. And it was so. So He did not even leave the animals and the fowls and all the creeping things, the bugs and all that. He didn't leave none of them out. He gave them plants and seeds and all that from the earth as well. And then verse 31 says, And God the Creator saw that everything that He put out here into this earth, and everything that He created for food, for man, and for the animals, He said that He had made everything good. And He said, He looked at it, and He said, and behold, it was very good. Go back to that scripture, Genesis chapter 1, verses 29 through 31. So let's move on to the next thing. My next question is from a viewer that asked me, what causes food addiction? I hope I can answer this to the best of my ability so you can get an understanding. What causes food addiction is consuming highly palatable foods or foods that are high in carbohydrates, foods that are high in fat, salt, sugar, and artificial sweeteners. All of these triggers the pleasure of centers of your brain, and what it does, it releases that feel good, that good feeling, and make you feel good on the inside. These feel good chemicals such as dopamine and serotonin. Okay? And that is what happens. And you can your research on your own. Go out there and put that question in, and you can find more answers to that question. Okay, question number 2. Someone asked, Destiny, how do I stop being addicted to food? Well, let me see if I can answer that question. How do I stop being addicted to food? I keep on eating certain foods even when I am no longer hungry. Why am I addicted to food? Well, I'll tell you. I'll say this really seriously, like I said in the video last night. A lot of the food addiction is due to the drugs, the preservatives, the chemicals that being put into food, which is triggers a drug-like addiction that tracks your hormone chemicals in your brain to crave for these certain foods. So that's what I say. So eat to the point of feeling ill, and you don't want to do that. You want to start reading labels. You want to start looking at the different ingredients within your food and start doing research and get an understanding about what these different foods will trigger within your body. And at the end of this session, I will put a link where you can go to this website and they will give you some very helpful information to be able to know the different types of food additives, okay? So, just pay attention to what you're eating. First, like I said, read, study. When you go into the store, you're making sure you're writing down all the different things, ingredients on the labels that you really, a lot of times you can't read or understand. So, this is another question. What is food addiction called? And that question came from a viewer. They asked again, what is food addiction called? A food addiction or eating addiction is a behavioral addiction that is characterized by the compulsive consumption of palatable foods that are high in fats and high in sugars and all those things. Foods which markedly activate the reward system in humans and other animals despite adverse consequences. So it triggers animals because a lot of tests are done on animals first, and it triggers the animals as well as does humans. And that's what that comes from. These foods are basically high in fats and high in sugars. So that's what triggers that compulsive consumption of palatable that gives you that desire, that addiction to crave for more of that kind of food. The next question is food addiction a disorder? Okay, food addiction is similar to several other eating disorders. Yes, I would say so. Other eating disorders including like binge eating disorder, bulimia, compulsive overeating, and other unhealthy relationships that you have with foods. Food addiction is a highly controversial concept, though most studies suggest it exists, but it works similar to drug addiction. So, yes, I can say that it is a disorder, and it's something we have to really, like I said, do our studies on, because now this food addiction now is beginning to pay more attention to it than it was in time past. This question here came from a viewer asking me, how do I stop overeating once and for all? And that is a very good question, and I'm going to give you 7 ways to stop overeating once and for all. And I hope you're listening to this here. Number 1, look ahead. If you're surrounded by unhealthy foods all the time, then it can be easy to eat all day long, whether or not you are hungry. So look around, start putting foods out of your way, start buying so much excess food that lay around. It will only attract your attention that your body will say, I need to eat. Number 2, when you're eating, please remember, eat slower. Eat slow. Eat slower than normal. Like you always just cramming and binging and throwing down your food. Eat slower. Number 3, eat mindfully. And what I mean, you be constantly mindful of what you're putting in your body. Be mindful of the ingredients. Be mindful of the preservatives and all that. Be very mindful. Number 4, you get your stress under control. You got to find a way that you got to start using positive affirmations, and you got to tell yourself, I am strong, I am healthy, I am whole, I am wholesome. You got to tell yourself that you are not addicted to foods. I have a healthy body. I have a healthy mind. So you got to get your stress under control and start allowing your mind to dominate you and pull you into all the negative thinking that food is it's your way of overcoming the things that you're going through or feeling in your body. So get your stress under control. Number 5, eat before you're hungry. Don't wait till you get starving and you all of a sudden and now you want to eat so much because you feel this emptiness in your stomach, but it's really you're not that hungry. So if you feel yourself like you're hungry, then eat something small. Eat something small, small amounts. But don't wait till you get totally, absolutely hungry to the point where now you want to eat everything in front of you and you can't stop eating. And then you got to get up and run out to the store, to the restaurant, and you got to sit down and eat more. That's just overdoing it, and it's too much. Too much. So eat before you are hungry. And number 6. Number 6 is give yourself some time. Give yourself some time to breathe between your meals. I mean, I have tried to, many times I've done eat one meal a day, and that worked out very good for me. And I ate my one meal between 5 and 7 p.m. And that worked out very good. You can eat that. Try different things. And when you try them, you got to program your mind to believe that I can do this. That this is working for me. You can't sit out there and try something, then you always keep having these negative thinking about it that you can't do it. You can do it. Give yourself some time to believe in the power that's within you, the power of the Creator. Believe in what the words of the Creator said. That's what He's giving you to eat. So eat healthy. Plan on eating a wholesome, healthy, nutritious diet. And do that. And cut out all these junk foods and all these breads and cut out all these high starches and all these sugars. Just cut that stuff out, okay? And number 7, pay attention to all your hunger cues. Pay attention. You wanna know when they're coming, how often they come, what time of the day they come, why they're attacking me now. Just pay attention. And a lot of times you know that it's not the food. Your body is trying to get you a message to you saying that this is something right there in my body that maybe needs purging or detoxifying on my body, or maybe there's a attack within my body and it's not food. You need to be cleansed. My body needs to be detoxified. So please, I hope that answered your question. So that was all the questions, and thank you out there for answering all these questions. Asking all these questions, and I hope I really had helped to put you on the right path and point you in the right direction where you can go and get more information and knowledge on these different things about food addiction. And I hope that really has helped. And thank you so much for leaving questions in the comment box. And you will find a link that you can go to that I will place, and when I finish this video, on a website that you can go and you can get more information about these foods that are full of additives and that causes food addiction. Now let me conclude this. I always got to give you my analogy of what I believe. And this is what I believe. Now I'm talking me. I'm telling you my beliefs. Now I believe the main reason for food addiction is the number of additives. The number of additives that the manufacturers and companies put into foods when processing them. I mean, when I give you this website, you're going to see so many different additives, chemicals, or you can go to all the way to the point bold enough, you can say drugs. They actually are drugs. And these drugs are causing this trigger within your brain chemical that's causing you to have these addictions and you craving because I got to have more. You know how you become an addict. You want more, and you can't get more. You start all these shaking and you just come compulsively hooked. But I believe that all of these attitudes are the onset to food addiction. And this is what I'm going to say. Food should be good for us. And I already told you that from the beginning. Why food should be bad? When the Creator God said He's giving us food, meat, food. What He's talking about for us, for our bodies. This is what He's giving us. So it came from the heart of earth, out of Mother Nature. So everything came out of Mother Earth, out of Mother Nature. I don't see chemicals. I don't see toxins. I don't see all these additives, all these artificial sweeteners, all these sugars and all these fats. That's man's doing. Man had tampered and contaminated the plan of the Creator. He interfered. And now we are being fed, and now we are suffering the effects, and we are suffering the pain and the hurts and the sicknesses because of man's doing. Stepping out of his place into the place that the Creator God has given for us for food, and man always messing up. So, you know what I'm saying? Food should be good for us because it is the perfect diet for mankind from the divine Creator God. And all His food comes out of the earth, and they are drug-free. They're out of Mother Nature, Mother Gaia, the earth. But most foods aren't good for us. And we're learning more and more about that every single day. And we can look around in our families. We see our family members are sick. We see our close friends are sick. We see people are always constantly sick and running back and forth to the doctors. And there's a reason. Check what we're eating. Check what foods we're putting in our bodies. Guys, please. Stop bringing home all this food without reading the instructions, the ingredients. Stop. Read the labels. Call manufacturers. Call companies and say, hey, I want to know straight up, what are you putting in your foods? And what is this? Call out these names. Spell it to them. I can't even read it. I can't even pronounce it. It's 50 letters long. What is this? What does it do to my body? What causes of effect they may have on my body? How is it breaking down my body? What is it? It's prolonging me for more sickness and diseases in my body? Talk to them. Be bold. This is your body. You take control. We got to start owning our right to be healthy, whole, healed, and complete, because that's the Creator's permission He has already given us. And like I said, Mother Nature is a whole, wholesome, healthy diet. And that's where we need to be out there planting our own foods, growing our own farms. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to the heart of nature. But most of these foods that we're getting out of these stores, they aren't good for us because of the tampering and the experimenting by man, using drug-like chemicals to preserve food colors, food textures, and life shelf preservatives. This shelf life, they doing this because they want to make money. Everything is about money now. It's not about you. They don't care about us. It's about that next dollar. And they'll get that dollar at the expense of your own life. So listen, more than 10,000 additives are allowed. I said allowed in food. And you probably say, well, Destiny, well, who allowing that to happen? The people that you're trusting? The people that you're putting your money out there to so they can keep feeding you this junk? So they can keep on sending you more sickness so you can go back to the doctors, and then the doctors going to get their little share in it because they're going to pack you up with all kinds of chemicals and drugs too. But there are over 10,000 additives that are allowed in food. Some are direct additives that are deliberately formulated into processed foods. Processed foods. Guys, stay away from processed foods. Others are indirect additives that get into food during the processing, during the storage, and during the packing of the foods. So, here's another question. How do you know which ones to avoid because they raise concerns and have linked to serious health problems, including endocrine disruption and cancer. Guys, I'm going to tell you, FDA, they are putting this approval out there for these foods to be processed. That is exactly who's doing this, the government. The government. So let me see. All these questions. How do you know which ones to avoid? Because they raise concerns and have been linked to serious health problems, including endocrine disruption and cancer. And like I said, I will drop a well site link in the description box, and you will be able to get that information. There is two things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to click on the well site, and then you go back and you pull up. They got that little link there saying EWG's food source database, and then you can go over there and they'll give you a whole list of things that will help you. So like I said again, I will add to the description a website link that you can learn more about the many additives that have been used in foods. And there we're going to tell you the 12 dirty dozens, the most addictive additives that is put into foods. And that is about it. And we'll tell you why and which foods will contain them, all these different additives, and what you can do to avoid them. This website will explain all that to you. Explain all that to you, which foods that contain all these additives and how can you avoid them. And so that's it. So now it's up to you. Get the information, like the Bible says, get wisdom, get knowledge, but with all that getting, people, Creator God wants you to get understanding. It is time for us to stop giving our power, our lives over to people to continue to lie to us, to abuse our bodies, our minds, and to take our health, and then taking the lives of our loved ones and even the life of ourselves if we keep going down that path. So thank you so much for coming by and sharing this video with me, and thank you to all those subscribers that made comments and asked questions. I hope that these really gave you some understanding and a better clarity on what that you were trying to learn more about these foods addictions. In the meantime, go do your own research. Go do your own research. Go, and don't forget, go to these websites and you will see what this company is trying to show you, what the government is doing to your body, your life, and your health. Okay? Get all the information that you can get. And then when you get it, you got to use it as a weapon against what they're doing to you, because they are fighting dirty. So you got to learn how to fight back. It's a nice, beautiful Sunday, and I am out of here, and Destiny will continue to bring more videos as the Creator gives me more knowledge and information, and I will continue to post articles out there so you guys can get more knowledge and information. There's so much out there. So like I said, you'll never run empty of information. It's just up to you to do the digging and the searching. Okay? I will see you at the next video. Namaste. It's raining. Can you hear the rain? It's raining. It's beautiful. It's raining. Let me show you a picture of Mother Nature before I go, okay? I love you so much, guys. Let me show you. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? Now, that's what Mother Earth, that's what Creator God has put out here on this earth for us. And there are so many places that plants and seeds and berries and herbs and all in the ground with the vegetables and everything. He gave us that for food, for our bodies. It was never meant to be pulled out of the ground and sent to manufacturers and to processing units, and all these chemicals and preservatives just get washed all into our foods, and then they pack them, they store them in all these preservatives and these toxins and these heavy metals, and then they send it on another trip headed to the stores and then they get into the stores and go through more abuse and more different things. Read the labels. Guys, I'm going to see you at the next video. Namaste and have a fantastic and great time. Love you.